Thank you for tuning in to Prettyboy Talk, where I talk, you listen, and the perspective is always changing. Welcome to another episode of Prettyboy Talk, where I talk, you listen, and the perspective is always changing. And now let's get into the tea, you guys. So today I'll be talking about trauma. Um, Trauma has a lot of ways of showing up in our lives, like daily, affecting the way we treat ourselves, the way we look at ourselves, the way we treat other people, the way we look at the other people. And not everybody can afford a psychologist, a therapist, a psychiatrist. Not everybody can just afford to be able to have somebody to speak to or talk to or feel like, they have somebody to talk to. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And today's discussion will be question led. So, have you ever met someone whose entire personality is in their trauma? Like the person literally, or you might be that person. Are you that person that your personality is everything about what you went through? Literally, you made it, you wear everything you went through. You walk around like I know people that just walk around so miserable. Like you would be like, why are you so unhappy? Like, what is going on? Are you that individual walking around like I'm unhappy? I have nothing to be happy about. Everything in my past life, my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my certain stuff is understandable, but sometimes it's just like, when are we gonna let that go? And do you think sometimes people hold on to that hurt because it is familiar to them? Um, yeah, like they hold on to that pain. It's they just know that this is who they are. This pain has contributed to being who you are. And I don't want you guys to be in a situation where you're allowing your pain to consume who you are as a person. Like it's becoming your identity. You're literally living a traumatic life. Everything that you're going through is traumatic. Everything. This is me. And I go back to say from the last podcast. I was getting signs. I get signs about a lot of stuff when I know I have no business doing what I need to be doing. I know that even though trauma or pain or whatever the case may be, I never allowed that to get to me. Being bullied in high school, being able to not be who I fully want to be as a person, or even being able to explore or navigate who I was becoming as a young teen or preteen up into teenager up until 18, 19, not even knowing who I really want to be, or how I want to present myself. I mean, I knew who I was, but just overall, um I could allow everything I was hearing about me being like in the same sex, or me being of this gender and acting a certain type of way, or me not. I could have let all those things. I could have let me not getting accepted into the organization that I wanted to get accepted to my sophomore year. I could have let all the things stop me or make me look at things, or just, I hate college now because I didn't get in. This whole experience about college over because I didn't get in. I'm just hurt because everything I try to get in, I can never get into. I'm hurt because of this relationship. Every relationship I'm in, they always do me the same way. Everybody I'm talking to, they do me the same thing. This happened to me as a child. I never got to speak up and I never got to talk. And I just always wanted to make it. I always wanted to be. It's just Sally Sue took my spot in third grade, and as class president, I just never was able to recover. Sometimes you guys, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. Like it gets to a point where it's like old stuff. And it's like, is it possible that some of us are more comfortable being broken than actually doing the work that it takes to be healed? A lot of people just continue they living their life. Like, I don't get it. And everybody hurts different. I could say I'm one of those type of people. A lot of stuff, it may hurt my feelings for a bit, but I forget stuff so quick. I move on to things quick. Every day is new to me. Like I don't know why I wake up and feel like that, but it feel like every day is just new. Like I might have something from the day before, but it once I sleep on it, it's like no longer. So like holding on to like trauma and like I would say like not like deep trauma, but surface trauma. Surface trauma can go out the window. Little stuff from day to day that's affecting you. But I feel like the deep trauma and the things, I feel like a lot of times people want to sit in that. I don't know why. And I hope that you're not one of those people because it's time to get up. It's time to wake up. Why are we sitting in turmoil? Why are we sitting in misery? A lot of you guys allow the trauma to also affect a lot of the relationships that you have with other people. And it's ridiculous. It's like you sitting up here, you messy. You allowing trauma, like we looking at you allowing things that happen to you now become you and become your identity. Even stuff like that, you allow people doing you a certain type of way, then you come back around and do it. Or in a relationship, you allow people to do you a certain type of way, now you turned off about love. Now you don't want to love nobody because you was done a certain type of way. You don't want to explore. For my people that have went through more traumatic things, like, things that were out of your control and you didn't have a say so, whether it be a young age or up sexually, non-sexually, whatever the case may be. I understand those traumatic things, you know what I'm saying? Those type of things are traumatic. They do affect you. But at what point can I say that I want to pick myself up and heal? I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel a type of way because at the end of the day, a lot of people have had their innocence taken away from them young, in a lot of different areas, in a lot of different ways, whether it be, um, like, let's keep it real, whether it be domestic situations between parents and them overdoing it with their kids, whether it be sexual situations with kids being taken advantage of and exploited, and you know not being able to be kids, and a lot of kids get their innocence took away from them very, very early, and a lot of people don't notice that, and it does affect a lot of people. A lot of people do live with a lot of trauma they don't want to talk about because to them it's embarrassing. I don't want to keep talking about this. And a lot of people will lead off with, this happened to me. No, those people, those victims out there, people that want to play victim, that's not cute. Now, having stuff, the people that's out there that don't have anybody to speak to or talk to or be open about a line of things, I am here. I understand. But I also want to hold everyone accountable to say, you still need to pick yourselves up and it needs to start now. It needs to wake up now. Pick yourself up. What I went through in my past life, I will not become a subject to. That's what we need to start saying. Whatever happened, I will leave that behind. Forgive those situations. Forgive those past traumas. Allow those to be released in this moment. Because people do go through traumatic stuff. People see crazy things. People are react to different things. Kids' minds are different. Whether it be kids, adults, minds are different. So imagine things that are happening now, things that will take place. Allow this podcast, allow what I'm saying to you take place in the future. Whether it be surface level, whether it be mid deep, whatever we see as deep trauma or whatever trauma in general that you guys are facing or having a hard time triumphing over, let's let's pick it up. Let's not wallow in it. Let's not sit in it. Let's not be lost in it. Because then we live in our whole one life that we only get to spend it living in the trauma that happened to us 30 or 40 years ago, 20 or 10 or 15 years ago. And my heart does go out because I do know that a lot of people go through a lot of different things and it gets dark. Look what's going on with the government and the files that shall not be released for whatever reason. People have went through some things. And at what point are we going to pull ourselves up? Well, it does take a little bit longer for others, but we do need to eventually get to a point where we can pull ourselves up. If someone asks you who you are, would your first response be your struggles or your growth? Now we're looking at a place, you guys, where for me personally, I do like to, talk about my growth, but I also like to bring in my struggles as well because I don't want people just to see one thing, see one perspective. I want them to understand it took something to get here, to get to wherever I am, whether it be college, whether it be apartment, car, job, knowledge, whatever it took, a test being passed. I do like to talk about I did take my praxis 5 times before I passed it, but I passed it. And now I'm doing my internship and I'm about to graduate. That's growth. That's still in the story. But if all you are is your struggle, oh, this happened to me. I'm like this because of this. Excuses. Excuses are monuments to nothing that build bridges that lead to nowhere, and those who use them are incompetent and seldom do anything at all. I don't want to hear it. I hate excuses. Like, it's no time for it because a lot of times you know that you're making it, you just want to get away with it. People do stuff to try to shortcut things. This is not the case. Let's pull ourselves up by the britches. Let's not try to shortcut. Let's not try to wallow in stuff. Let's not try to sit and be victims. Let's not become a subject of our past, whether whatever situation from those are accurate to where you're at. Because people don't even be realizing, like, yeah, every time I'm coming around, I'm negative. I'm bringing a negative energy, negative vibe, negative information. I'm being messy. I'm being like just super negative in whatever situation because of things of my past. And I'm becoming a subject to it. And now look at what's going on with me. And it doesn't look cute. You think people don't realize that what you are on the inside is what you are on the outside. If you have a nasty, ugly, or if you have a depressed down, it's like, no, pick yourself up. Get that mindset right. Lock in, clock in, let it go. Whether it be hard or not, lock in, clock in, deal with it, address it head on and fight that. I mean, throw every blow you can, like it's Baddie Sunday. And Tasiki, the eater, needs that. Face those challenges, whichever way you deem. And for my people that go through deeper, darker stuff, get on the couch. Might not be the couch, the Pretty Boy Talk couch, but somebody couch. Let's save each other because people really take themselves out of here because of traumatic stuff. So I don't want to seem insensitive. I want to seem like I understand where you guys are coming from because I understand. But I also want to make known that everybody is different. Everybody is different. But what we have to come into an agreement with is accountability has to be taken. And it might not be on whatever may have caused that trauma, but this is the life that I live. I only get one. And I don't want to become stuck in a place that I can't get out of for the rest of my life, feeling like, wow. Then you get to a point in your life where you just wake up and none of it ever mattered. Like people really carry stuff with them till they die. Hurt, pain, turmoil, everything. They allow so much to just get to them when you are the center of your happiness. Somebody may have took your innocence. Somebody may have tried to take your joy, your happiness, but that can't be taken. It can only be attempted. But one thing I can say is, although they can try to attempt, and although they might have, and you might not can get it back, we have to find a starting place to say, this is where I'm gonna start. This is where my chapter is gonna open. Let's do it earlier. Let's write the story of our own book earlier. We already have a story, but let's turn the tide. Let's bring it more positive. Let's turn the chapter and let's turn it into more positivity. Let's really wake it up because without a story, you have no testimony. Without situations, you have no testimony. Now, when you live in that trauma, that testimony is never to be unfolded. You can't, you have to arise to see it. What you're going through right now is literally a testimony to help somebody else. Your purpose is always going to deal with someone else. Always. I don't be want to be around people sometimes because of stuff, friendships or things that didn't happen or people that done me a certain type of way. So now my image on people is my view on people is a little bit stained. I don't want to be around. I don't want to congregate with people. I have a certain view on men that I don't like now, that I view them as. from trauma in relationship and from past situationships. We allow trauma to get to us. We allow trauma to conform our lives, to shape our mindset, to shape the way we think. And it's not necessary. And it causes us, a lot of us, to go off the deep end and lose mental stability. Mentally, we can't withstand, and it's hard. So I want to say I am with you guys who have went through a lot of things. And I know this was a topic that really kind of went off a little bit, but it is an important topic because people go through a lot of things. And I did want to address those two things because a lot of children and a lot of people have went through that. And that's just something that people don't want to talk about. And I want to bring it to the forefront because at the end of the day, it's a serious thing that happens with children and adults, but children as well. Because a child, they really can't speak up like they want to. They really don't have that like strong cognitive mindset. So their thinking is just not all the way there, and things can easily transpire. And for those who have children, watch your children, protect your children, because that's where trauma stems from. A lot of family, a lot of family, and a lot of outside things that could have been prevented. Take care of yours. Get your mindset together. Fix your trauma so that you don't pass it down to your children, your family members, the people around you. You don't want to let that energy that you have from past to affect your children, and you pass it down generation to generation. What your parents did is not what you have to do. Turn the tide for them, turn the tide for you at the end of the day. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pretty Boy Talk. I hope this message resonates with you guys. I did try to have a couple questions on the side, you know what I'm saying, to lead this conversation, because at the end of the day, I want you guys to look at you, look at yourself. What am I negative? If what I'm doing is bringing negativity, I've had moments where I've been negative and I've let trauma get in the way of how I've handled running my organization and how I handle people in the organization, how I am as a leader, how I am as in a relationship, how I am. Like, I've allowed trauma to shape and do things, and it's time we all wake up and let it go and heal. It's not even just about wake up, let it, like, literally, it's not literal. It's just at one point you got to wake up and recognize. Then you have to take the steps to want to heal. After you take the steps to want to heal, then we look at, all right, although this may happen again, I'm not going to allow it to affect me. I'm going to just politely move on, handle it how I see fit, and that's a thing of the past. Allow everything to be a thing of the past. Don't allow yourself to be a subject of the past. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Pretty Boy Talk. Tune in with me again on the next episode. Thank you for all the people that just subscribed, all my newest subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Everybody that's watching, thank you guys again. Please support, support, support. Share, share, share. If you have me on social media, please contact me on social media. Let me know a topic you want to talk about. Let me know some things you want to get into. Let me know, because everything is not going to be so gloomy and serious, but I definitely thought this would be a great topic. The next one might just be about minding your business. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great week.